because we do have a special guest. I want to go to her as we have this very tight window with her, but we are talking about something that's critical for the Carolinas, and that is wildfire season, wildfire preparedness. It is a situation we need to talk about and prepare for, as we are, as we saw last month, things are heating up in South Carolina as well as North Carolina through the spring and again in the fall. So I want to bring in right now Michele Steinberg, who is with the Wildfire Division of National Fire Protection Association. Michele, thanks for joining us this morning as Community Preparedness Day is coming up on May 3rd, and how we can prepare for the season.
This year's Wildfire Community Preparedness Day, just a great way to get people activated and doing things to make themselves safer.
Why was the day established, and what can we do, the little things that we can do right now?
Right. So the day was established to give people an opportunity. We actually thought about it as a community service day for youth, but it turned out that all the grown-ups wanted to be involved as well. It's just a great way to start teaching people about wildfire risk and how they can minimize that where they live, for their families, for their neighbors. And we encourage people to work on projects that are outside of homes, maybe helping a senior neighbor or somebody else who needs the help to clear out things around their property that could be fuel for a wildfire.
And what can you say about the Carolinas being in some of these high-risk areas? We've seen fires from the West Coast in California that seem to be taking all the headlines. But of course, here in the Carolinas, in the Western North Carolina, certainly with those mountain areas, a lot of forestry there.
Right. So North Carolina is so interesting that it has many different sort of environments from the coast out to the mountains that all have their own sort of fire patterns. And when we have hot, dry, windy days, if we've had extended drought, those are the times that we want people to be hyper aware of the risk and needing to basically have safety measures ready if you need to evacuate. But anytime all year round are the times that you can get ready before there's wildfire or smoke in the air. And that's why we like to have these rallying points like Wildfire Community Preparedness Day to help people take that time to learn and take action.
I'm looking at some of the buzzwords here: home ignition zone, as well as zone zero. Can you explain those terms to us?
Sure. So generally, home ignition zone means that this is an area that's your home and everything around it within just about 100 feet. That's where you have the opportunity to modify things to prevent the home from igniting in the first place, which means it can't burn and transmit fire to neighboring property. So those include cleaning out gutters, making sure you don't have any openings that are unscreened where embers could get in, making sure things under your decks or porches are cleaned out. Anywhere that you're getting leaf litter, debris blowing in, that's where embers can go and ignite. And then you mentioned zone zero. As research and our experience has gotten more refined about what is it that we can do, what are the most important things that we can do to reduce risk, 0 to 5 feet. So if you think about taking a measuring tape and measuring from your foundation wall out, just 5 feet is really the critical area. We don't want anything that can burn there because we don't want flames touching the home. We don't want it touching the siding, getting up under the eaves and vents. So anything that can burn should be removed from that area. For example, flammable mulch. You can definitely have mulch on the property, but just placing it in areas where it's not going to carry fire right to the home is a really good practice.
I'd mentioned the fires in Southern California that happened. Some homes surviving, some others destroyed. What factors are typically determining which buildings and structures would survive a wildfire?
Right. So I actually had the privilege to visit a few weeks after the fire had started in California and saw homes that did survive. And they absolutely were folks that put those recommendations into practice at their home ignition zone. So they had good roofs, they had done the work to clear out that 5 foot or that zone zero area, worked with the local firefighters and professionals to understand their risk and do the things around their property well ahead of time. So those homes largely survived without firefighter intervention, the ones that I was able to see.
Yeah, that's encouraging to hear that those little things that we can think of before would help us out in the long run, and if a situation were to occur. And finally, what could people do? They don't know where to start. What would be a first step, Michele?
Great. Well, I think definitely visit wildfireprepday.org to get lots of information about projects and the things that you can do. But definitely just start by walking around your home and taking a look at where those, like I said, leaves or pine needles are piling up already. Think about if an ember were to land there, it could ignite, and sort of make yourself a list about the things that you could start to take care of right away. And some of these are very simple, so we really want people to take those first simple baby steps to getting safer.
All right. Michele Steinberg, thank you so much. As we've discussed, Wildfire Preparation Day is coming up May 3rd.